Hey traders, Mixi here. As you know by now, I'm a big fan of Japanese traders, and I want to profile another famous Japanese investor who's considered the Japanese Warren Buffett in terms of his investing style. Now, his claim to fame is turning $7,500 USD of his own money into over $225 million USD over a 20-year period. However, what's most impressive about his fortune through investing is that he's widely known in the Japanese investment world as a part-time investor while rumored to be working as a doctor as his full-time job. His name is Daisuke Gomi. Now he's very media shy, so there are no pictures or videos of him. However, in this video, I'm going to share his investment strategy with you and show you exactly how he built a massive fortune. So let's get started. Daisuke started stock trading when he was just a junior high school student. Now, utilizing the savings from his New Year's money and pocket money that he would occasionally get from his parents, he opened up a brokerage account with around 1 million yen, which is a little over 7,500 USD, and put all that money into stocks. Now, his account grew rapidly, reaching over 60 million yen or $450,000 USD by the time that he was just a university student in 2010. A 60 times increase in his trading account in a matter of a few years. By 2012, his net assets grew to over 100 million yen, which is approximately $750,000 USD. But it wasn't until 2014 that his net worth skyrocketed. Now, inspired by well-known traders like BNF and CIS, who grew their net worth substantially and them earning much more than him, he felt that he had to work harder in order to achieve similar success. Now, rather than just trade bigger or take bigger risks, he invested a large stake of his company into a social gaming company called Mixi. After playing the game Monster Strike, developed by Mixi, he felt that this game was much better than Puzzle and Dragons, which at that time was one of the most popular games, and believed that the company could be a huge success. Well, it turned out that he was right, as he held on to a large amount of Mixi stock and made a huge profit. Here you can see a chart of Mixi that was trading as low as 900 yen per share at the beginning of 2014 and going as high as almost 7,000 yen by the end of November 2014, an almost 700% increase. Now, it's estimated that he made over $2 million USD on this one investment alone. A year later, in 2015, Daisuke turned his attention to the drug and pharmaceutical sector and became the largest shareholder in Sosei Group, which was a holding company that enters into license agreements with US, EU, and Japanese companies to market their drugs in Japan. As you can see from this chart of the Sosei Group, Daisuke hit another home run as the stock traded as low as 700 yen per share in 2015, but skyrocketed to as high as 6,500 yen per share in May 2016, an almost 1,000% increase. These big investments in two publicly traded companies led Daisuke to make a lot of profits and helped solidify him as one of the most successful individual investors in Japan. Soon after, many investors started tracking and buying all the stocks that Daisuke held and helped propel those stock prices higher. In the media, these stocks are referred to as Gomi brands, and I'll share more later on what the characteristics of these stocks are. By 2016, he grew his net worth to 25 billion yen, which is around $180 million USD. And it's rumored that as of 2022, his total assets amounted to 30 billion yen, which is equivalent to over $225 million USD. Daisuke has an investment style that's very similar to Warren Buffett, the most successful investor in the world. Now, their focus is on long-term holding of company stocks. Now, since Daisuke has a full-time job, he's not able to focus on short-term trading like day trading or swing trading, but rather he prefers to focus on buying and holding onto companies he believes have long-term growth. Now, he assesses companies based on their underlying valuation rather than short-term price movements and looks for undervalued companies which have the potential for future corporate value growth. Also, contrary to stock traders who cut their losses when stock prices fall, Daisuke does the opposite and buys even more stock. Another key aspect of Daisuke's investment style is his concentrated positions in a few stocks. If he spends the time analyzing a specific company and believes strongly in it, then he would invest heavily in it. Now, when he didn't have a lot of assets before, he used to only focus on investing in only 3 to 4 stocks. Now, with his massive asset base, he owns around 59 stocks as of April 2023. Lastly, Daisuke doesn't engage in margin trading, which involves shorting company stocks or using leverage to buy more stocks. Before I explain the common characteristics of the company stocks that Daisuke buys, please hit that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. I would really appreciate your support. Okay, let me explain to you 3 criteria that Daisuke looks for in his Gomi brands. Now, first of all, the company has to have a capital adequacy ratio of over 50%. The capital adequacy ratio is a measure of a company's financial strength and ability to withstand potential losses, and it's calculated by dividing a company's capital by its risk-weighted assets. A capital adequacy ratio of 50% would mean that the companies have a very high level of capital relative to its risk-weighted assets. And this would indicate that the company is very, very well capitalized and has a strong buffer against any potential losses. Secondly, the companies hold on to a lot of cash, and this means that the companies are generating a lot of cash and has the cash to withstand any challenges they may face in turbulent time. And lastly, the companies have a positive operating cash flow, which refers to a situation where the company generates more cash from its day-to-day operations than it spends. And it's a critical measure of a company's financial health. Now, you can find all of these key metrics by looking at the company's quarterly reports and company financial information. And here I've compiled a list of the company stocks that Daisuke currently owns. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me end with several quotes from Daisuke Gomi.